here we go. And in this race to 7, which is very much a sprint, the lag is quite important. Very important, you might say. The distance of these matches, the fact it's Scotch doubles, both are levelling off factors. But one has to say, this is still a couple of Davids against a couple of Goliaths. Mind you,
it's New Zealand
win the lag with a really brilliant opener.
Thank you, the first rack. New Zealand to break.
And Carl, it's the leading New Zealand player, Matt Edwards, to get things underway.
Yeah, let's see how Matt gets on. He's a very good player, very strong player indeed. Kind of before the pandemic, he was showing up at all the events. He's had some big wins. And they will know how important it is to try and keep the Germans in their chair. Race to 7. It's quite a short race to get out the gate. I think the cue ball's going to glance the pink 4. Didn't want that, obviously. But he's kept a nice tight 1 ball.
Carl, no doubt on the interviews there, you noticed the accent of Simon Singleton. He's actually originally from your part of the world. He was from Preston, Lancashire. His father was a steward in a working men's club up there. But he emigrated to New Zealand, to Queenstown, that beautiful city, in 2010. That wasn't a beautiful safety from Josh Villa. Far from it.
Yeah, that was a scary shot to take on for the opening shot of the event. Now it goes without saying, can he get position from this yellow 1 ball to the red 3? Combination red 3 onto the green looks a little tricky, so he might try and get closer to the 3. That's what he's tried. He needs this to hit the 6 though. Oh, and he's been fortunate. If it didn't glance to 6, he would have been hooked. So that's okay. Yeah, this is the type of shot now for Singleton where it's all about the pace. You're not sure how the table's playing. Oh, and that is not going to bode well for him. That's going to be worrying times. Always unnettles you, doesn't it, Phil, when you miss a ball early on. He's going to be battling the emotions now.
Well, that was definitely pressure. You saw the shoulder dip in. What a life he's got, though, Simon Singleton. He's a raft guide in summer, and he's equipment manager at a ski firm in winter. I think this match could be a bit of an adventure if Phil in home and start to get into top gear.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. Looked very simple, but just the timing, and you can often lose the cue ball on that particular shot. Beautiful tournament, the World Cup of Pool. I'm sure we've all played a game of pool with your buddy. Playing alternate shots. Always bodes for some good excitement. And this event will be no different. Now he's a little straight on this ball, that's why he's taking a bit more time. The big thing to do is not overthink it. Just try and leave your partner a shot on a nice angle. Yeah, that was a good shot. There you can see Thorsten's got a nice angle on the 8. And this is going to hurt Singleton and New Zealand.
Germany wins the first round.
The 3 ball did not prove simple for Simon. Far from it. In fact, it was the converse. The run out from there was simple for the Germans though, and the defending champions, who were looking to become the first ever pair to successfully retain this title, make the ideal start. Always good, Carl, to get a rack on the board early.
Yeah, that was a nice shot there. That's why Joshua decided to use the extension. And it was this simple 9-ball for the defending champions to get the first rack of this year's event underway.
The Germans, to me, just have that wonderful combination of natural talent, great calm, and even though Fuller's only 24 years of age, both of them have got vast experience. New Zealand know they're in for a tough task. The last time they played in this tournament was 2019. They had a tough opening match in that as well, lost 7-3 to Greece.
Yeah, you could actually see Simon sat there, and you could physically see he was still thinking about that missed pot, and this is what this event is going to throw up, because he's going to be feeling a little bit guilty. Yeah, he's not going to be feeling good there, but you've got to block it out. It's only the first rack.
He's got to tell himself the truth, that he's a very capable player. He's won the South Island Snooker Championship in the past, and he's won national titles in pool.
The second rack. Germany to break, leaving 1.
He's made a ball, but it looked a little bit weak, that break. Maybe he didn't hit the cue ball exactly where he would have wanted. Just looked a little bit flat. Now, will Josh be tempted at the pot? It's not an easy pot. If he feels he can get the cue ball taking a natural path, he will play the hook. Yeah, he's looking at banking the 2-ball up table, but he's just worried about the cue ball. He doesn't want it to leak out away from the pink and the purple. That's what it's going to do. That was always a little bit of a concern, but what a 2-ball he's played here. Yeah, he would have always known it was very difficult to just hold the cue ball behind them 2 balls gelled together, so he put all the focus in the 2-ball, and what a shot he's played there. Got to be careful with the slide here. He's going to slide, and he's made a good hit. And the 8, well, he might actually fluke the 8. He has fluked the 8, so that's okay. He will stay at the table. If you're new to 9-ball, as long as you hit the lowest ball first, if you pocket another ball, well, you simply stay at the table.
Well, if you believe in the law of averages, Germany are due a bad run, because in the final last time they had an extremely good run. Joshua Filler and Christoph Reichers. Oh, but the Kiwis, the pool All Blacks, unable to take advantage.
It wasn't an easy shot though for Simon, so you know we're all capable of missing them. Obviously he won't be happy the way he's missed it. Now, I'm just wondering if the Germans will try and break these 2 balls up, because the pink 4 doesn't go, so Joshua's got to play a neat shot here. Can he get the cue ball in behind for the pink 4 in the middle? He's tried to flick it out, and it was close. So it's going to be a safety shot for Thorsten, but he could get a good cue ball here in behind the green 6. And it would be It would be even better if you can get the 4 on the top rail off the edge of the purple 5. So let's have a look. This will slide a little bit, but it's okay. Keeping the pressure on their opponents.
Important, though, not to take Matt Edwards too lightly. When he made his debut in the World Nineball Championship in 2012, he defeated Shane Van Boning 9-7 from 5-1 down. He's also beaten the likes of Chang Junlin, Ruslan Chinnikov, Chris Melling, and Konrad Yuzhushin. So he's had a series of very notable scalps.
These are nasty shots, these, when you can just see a thin edge. Often you can hit this too thick and put it over the corner, so he's going to need a little bit of fortune. He's not got it, and he's broke the 7 and the 9 up, so this is good news for the Germans. They're involved in a battle of the mind now. Still need to play a good couple of shots here though, do Thorsten and Joshua. Got to get the cue ball on this back rail, on the bottom short rail. Which he has done, but now Joshua's got to play a tidy positional shot here to get on the brown 7. Because I don't think he can hold for the combo. This needs to slow down. Yeah, this is a good shot. Thorsten's right-handed as well, so that's even better. Well, he's made a mess of this one, hasn't he? I don't know if he was trying to hold for the 9 in the same pocket or come further out, so this is awkward.
Extension, please.
I got the impression, Carl, I think you'll agree, he was trying to hold and he didn't do it.
Well, if there's one player in the world and you want playing this shot, it is Joshua Filler. But this is tricky. It's very tricky.
He's a JDM, is Joshua Filler. Just doesn't miss. He is deadly. What a partner to have. And with that terrific 9-ball, Germany, the defending champions, lead 2-0. New Zealand already know they have got a very tough task. What a lengthy journey to come here. Faced with the title holders. Player 1 is Matt Edwards. Simon Singleton, originally from England, as I said before, but now living in New Zealand for 12 years. They're very proud to represent their country, and maybe they can have some solace from this bit of information. At last year's World Cup, the defending champions were Austria, Albin Auschen and Mario He, and they lost in the first round 7-1 to Slovakia. So maybe, just maybe, there is genuine hope yet. Mind you, the way that Filler in particular is playing, you have to assume that Germany are massive favourites for this. By the way, the eventual winner of this match will go through to play in the last 16, either Netherlands or Morocco. A lot of the players there watching on, the Spaniards, the Japanese,
Germany to break.
All realising that this man is the hottest man in pool.
Yeah, often you get a few of the teams watching, and if they're not in the arena, I'm sure they're watching on the TV, just because they want to get a bit of a feel of the break shot more than anything, trying to Get a bit of inside information. The break's gone wrong. No shot on this yellow 1 ball. So Thorsten can play a push out. The incoming player can always play a push out after the break. But when he's played the push out, you've got to be careful because New Zealand will come to the table and they can either play the shot or pass it back.
Push out called.
Now you hear Marcel. Push out called. So Thorsten can do what he wants here. He can hit another ball. Can roll the cue ball exactly where he wants. Joshua's just having his little say-so as well.
New Zealand, it's your choice.
Quite a good shot because if the 3 wasn't there, they could pop this 1 ball and play the blue 2 down the rail. So they blocked that option.
You just mentioned the referee there, Marcel Eckhart. It goes to show the integrity and the trust in the officials pool players have, because of course Marcel is German. There's no neutral referees here. There's no need for it because these guys, Marcel Eckhart, Brendan Moore, and our third referee here, Desislava Boshelova, are excellent at what they do.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot from Matthew. But that was an even better one from Filler. Always rolling this 1 ball up towards the green 6. Pace on the cue ball was everything. And he's got New Zealand hooked here.
He made a mistake on his safety on the 1 in the first rack, did Filler, but generally speaking I think his tactical play is underrated.
Yeah, you could hear Simon say it skidded, and this is what happens when you're not used to the TV table, the brand new balls, brand new cloth. You don't really get the same bounce as what you might in a club table. So experience is everything, and you know, when you look at what Joshua Furr's done this season on tour, well, he's got all the experience in the world.
Well, he's played in a myriad of events all over the place, and he's not finished outside the top 10 in any of them.
Extension called.
Six ball is causing a few issues here. It's going to slide off that rail, that's the problem. He might have to hit it with a little bit of pace. Just got to miss the 6 though, and he will have a chance of potting this in the bottom left. Goes without saying, make sure you hit the ball. Don't want to give up ball in hand. It's a good hit, but they have left a pot. What angle has Josh got here? Can he get onto the blue 2? Yeah, Joshua Filler, he plays that shot so good. It's very easy to overhit that because you can get a little bit scared on the backswing, but he times the ball so well.
Torsten Homan, 42 years of age, twice a world 9-ball champion in 2003, and then again exactly a decade later. Formidable player in his own right. And then of course he's got Filler as his right-hand man.
Yeah, I think if Thorsten's thought about this event coming into it, I think his game plan should just be make sure I pop the ball. Forget where the cue ball goes. Filler's good. Because he's just under hit position a little bit here. Want it to be a little higher. No, he was fine though. New Zealand have had a few chances though, Phil, haven't they? They've had a lot of table time. They just can't convert yet though. Just 3 balls remain. That was a little bit wide. A little bit of movement.
Yeah, the head definitely flinched there. Of course, Filler's partner last year, Christoph Reiches, was prone to violently snatching at the ball on occasion, but they still ended up lifting the silverware.
Germany.
All going according to plan for the Germans, all going according to individual form. New Zealand already find themselves in something of a hole. That's because they trail the defending champions in this World Cup of Pool by 3 racks to 0. Germany 3, New Zealand 0 in this race to 7. So already Germany are looking good. New Zealand, they've missed a couple of balls, a 3 ball in the first rack from Simon Singleton, a 2 in the second. Mind you, the 2 to the top right-hand pocket was difficult.
Ready you are, I think. Thank you, the fourth rack. Germany to break, leading by 3 racks to 0.
And with this winner breaks format, if you can string together a large number of racks, it's quite daunting for the team who fall further and further adrift.
Oh, that's a lot better, isn't it? We got a shot on this one ball. Yeah, you could see the wing ball went in the pocket. And the one ball's come over nicely.
Both teams are mic'd up, so we will get some insight as the tournament progresses about their thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not very fluent in German though, Phil, so I'll leave that one to you. I think they're going to be hooked here. Has he gone far enough? It was a great effort, really was, because he had to be straight on this blue too. Well, it looks like he's on it. What a positional shot that was. Oh, that was a great shot from Josh to get Thorsten there in that little gap. It really was.
I was with you there. I thought he'd come up a little too short, but in the end it was a straightforward passage. Well, they might be communicating predominantly in German, but I heard a sorry there from Filler.
Yeah, Thorsten's travelling with the cue ball. Wow, this is a good shot. Another good shot. And if it finds the back rail, he's got a nice angle. I'm not sure if he was trying to bump into the 7. Quite unusual, really. Often you don't see the players bump the balls out just because playing the balls down the rail always offers the big pocket. Oh, look at the pace of this one. That is perfect. Cue ball might hit the bump on the middle and just come out.
Germany wins the rack.
The first break and run out of the tournament, and Germany tighten their grip. It is now 4-0. When it comes to break and run outs, Carl, everyone will remember just how Joshua Filler won the UK Open recently at the Olympic Park. He was solid gold.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we don't want to eat. Or maybe just to get a rack first, and then we can worry about the next one.
Well, Carl, I like the way the New Zealanders are thinking. We just need to get a chance and then we'll run out the set. That's the kind of thing you'd say.
To 7 of them.
The master of modesty.
Yeah, I think Matt Edwards brought Simon back down to reality though. He just said we just need one rack first, then we'll worry about the rest.
If I don't, let alone worry about the set, the highest ball we've hit is the 4 ball. We're not even halfway through the rack.
The fifth rack, Germany to break, leading 4-0.
Well, you just heard that from Matt Edwards. He's saying the table's breaking easy.
Well, I don't think it's going to come down to that. They've had the chances early on in this match. And like any pool match you play, if you get off to a bad start, it is always very difficult to try and claw it back. But they've got to keep going. They're going to get back to the table. They're hooked on the blue too. So they'll be playing a push out.
Dünnen Ball lassen.
Ich glaube, es ist schon so schön an die Bande. Und die müssen ja erstmal handeln.
Push. Push up short.
Maybe roll the 3 towards a 7. Well, they've got to take this
New
on,
Zealand.
surely.
The option.
I mean, that's the kind of push out I'd play against you, Phil. It's not going to be easy getting on the 3, fair enough, but you've got to back yourself to pop this blue 2.
Yes, and you should not underestimate Matt Edwards.
Yeah, I think that's what Germany was banking on, the fact that it was never going to be easy to get good position. But I don't think you'll see the Germans play that type of push out against one of the favourite teams.
The push out is definitely different depending on opposition. If you're up against, say, a snooker player who's had no experience of playing a jump shot, you might play and push out to a jump. So you do take the opposition into consideration.
Yeah, you can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt Singleton's having a bit of a mare at the moment in this match.
I actually don't think you could get him.
Ja, weil ich die Weiße nicht irgendwie rumkriege, genau. Ich krieg die nicht gut gestellt.
Because you can.
Extension.
Extension, please.
If you'd had it second, we'd got more there. If you'd hit on the left of the line. Come on.
Fuller loves winning, but he despises losing even more. That's why he's hard as nails.
Still got a cinch.
His motivation for winning is to avoid how badly he feels when he loses. He's told me that himself.
Stage
Extension call.
Now, he will fancy hitting this ball. He's got to try and go 3 rails, in behind the back, hit it full, kick and stick, keep the cue ball where the 3 is, and just try and get that 3 ball down on the bottom rail. But this is not easy. Not easy at all. But he played it as well as you can. He really did.
Nicely called as well, Carl.
That's all you can do in that situation. Just leave distance, leave your opponent a long shot, something tricky to do. And hopefully they make a mistake.
Come on. Get your jump cue. To move quick.
You heard the come on there, encouragement from his partner, but because he overcut the 3, that cue ball ran and ran.
I'll play the bank.
Got to be careful here though, Simon. Adrenaline can get the better of you, and often. Oh, that's better. That's going to settle the nerves down. Maybe Simon needs to play the rest of this match with a jump cue.
Well, he might be onto something there, because the town he lives in, Queenstown, is known the world over for bungee jumping. After the jump, it was a bank, and the Kiwis could be off and running here. They should be off and running.
Yeah, he put everything into the bank shot there. Kind of forgot about the cue ball. Where the 7 is, though, Simon's just got to pop this ball. He's striking down now.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that's a better shot. That's going to settle him down. Has he lost the cue ball a little bit here? If he's landed on the wrong angle, it's not going to be easy to get close to the 9 here. Well, this is no good. Well, I know Matt's not happy, but I'm afraid you played the poor shot on the 7, Matthew. You left your opponent there, and it was always going to be difficult to get the cue ball round the table and perfect, so it's going to be a bank shot for their first rack. Banking it into the top right. Should go close. He's missed it. It needs to slow down. Is it going to go over the middle? I don't think it has, Phil, do you? I think he's going to have to play the cross bank.
A centimetre away from leaving a certainty. Oh, and Joshua Fella is denied. These 4-inch pockets showing their severity.
Yeah, mate.
Singleton knocks in the 9. And now New Zealand have a single rack on the board. It's a start. Germany lead 4-1. That was eventful, Carl.
It was eventful, but the crowd are definitely favouring the New Zealanders.
To be honest, that was our rack. I thought I'd make the bag. Who cares? At least it gets down. Yeah, but who cares? At least it's going to get down that end of the table.
I thought the pass was alright. I think I just would sit a bit.
Yeah, apologies for any language you may have heard there. There's a lot of pressure out there.
Need to get a bit of momentum. I like my chances of making that bang too, but it just didn't spread as much. It's a bit
Well, they call Nineball pool a game of fractions. We saw the bank from Filler was fractionally offline, and Singleton jumped in.
Just too far forward to be on the wrong side.
What a powerhouse team, Joshua Filler and Torsten Homan. They're aiming to become the first country to defend this title, and when you consider some of the pairings who've won it in the past, that to me is a surprise, but it's also illustrative of just how difficult a tournament this is to win once, let alone twice. We've had teams win it twice in 3 years, but never repeat. I think it's really important now, Carl, for the New Zealanders to take full advantage of the fact they've wrested the breakaway from Germany. A nice break and run out here would be just what the doctor ordered for them.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything they can take from this is they've had table time, they've had shots, they have made mistakes, so they've just got to try and tighten up in a few areas.
Real good before. Oh, yeah, because it was on the wrong side, so I had to sort of like, bend it. I fancied it,
Don't be shy.
but it's hard to control. I couldn't hold the white ball because I'm hitting it against it.
You couldn't hold down that white ball on the 7 either.
On the what?
7.
Oh, the 7.
There must be something about Lancashire cheekiness. He's just like you, Carl.
Way we got out of that rack.
Okay, guys.
Well, he's right though, Phil, isn't he? He's getting a little bit of stick off Matt
Thank you,
Edwards there,
Essex.
but
New
there's
Zealand break.
Kazakis, former World
Trailing by
Masters champion.
4x to 1.
He's playing with Nikos Economopoulos. They're a good team this year. Oh, they've got a shot at the 1. This is a chance. And they've got a nice little angle, so getting on the 2 is going to be easy. 2 to the 3 needs a little bit of consideration. But this is just what the boys wanted.
In between racks, we saw Alexander Kazakis, as Carl said. And it was Kazakis who defeated Matt Edwards in the quarterfinals of the Whirlpool Masters in 2019, when Edwards played so well, made such a big impact on his debut in that tournament.
More heartache for Singleton. He's hooked his buddy behind the purple 5.
Extension, please.
Yeah, it's unforgiving in this format whenever you're playing singles. It can be a little easier to handle the mistakes because you've only got yourself to worry about, but Singleton's going to be feeling a little bit guilty. Full ball contact here, good things can happen. He can fluke the 3 in one of the corners. And it was close. Where's it going to end up? It's not going to be good news.
Well, you predicted the possibility of a fluke, Carl, and it wasn't far off, was it? Now, though, this should be routine stuff for the Germans.
Well, it's another rack stolen for Germany.
Maybe rack 5 was a blip. That's because normal service has been resumed and Germany move ever closer to victory. They lead New Zealand 5-1.
Back at the 7th rack. Team Germany to break. Leading the match by 5 racks to 1.
Will the one-sided nature of this match continue? Germany and Torsten Homan specifically breaking off in rack 7, just 2 away from progress.
Well, I presume the 1 ball goes. Cue ball got kicked around the table, didn't it? And it looks like it's come round. And it's okay. So a little stop shot for Josh.
He didn't have quite a full pocket there, but 3/4 or even half is enough for him at the moment.
Speed of this shot is going to be everything, and he's judged that very nice as Thorsten.
Must be a joy this for Torsten Homan, because doesn't really have to concentrate on absolutely pinpoint position, because his partner is such a potting genius.
Cue ball needs to slow down a little, that'll be fine, that's good enough. I mean, it doesn't matter who's at the table, what you've won, it's always nice to get a first round win under your belt.
Yeah, as I say, last year, Austria, defending champions, lost 7-1 straight out of the gate against Slovakia, and as I recall, they didn't have a great amount of chances at the table.
Team Germany.
That's not been the case for Germany here. Apart from 1 rack, the 5th, it's gone entirely their way. 6-1 they lead. Very swiftly, they find themselves on the hill. Can't help think, Carl, it's not as though these two have just driven down the motorway. They've come all the way from New Zealand. No team has travelled a greater distance to be here, and their involvement in the tournament could be over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it was always going to be difficult up against defending champs. They will, well, they'll know the season Joshua's having. They also know what Thorsten Homan's winning the game of 9-ball. But as I said before, Phil, they have had their chances, and that's what's going to hurt more than anything. They've had table time.
So many teams you can see in the crowd there. As Carl has already pointed out, Greece could be a formidable outfit here. Alexander Kazakis and Nikos Economopoulos. But there's no doubt in my mind that these two have to be regarded as favourites. Have to be. Filler is just playing the best pool in the world right now. Torsten Homan, he's got experience coming out of his ears.
Back at the 8th rack. Germany's breaking on the hill, leading by 6 racks to 1.
The wing ball, no shot on the 1. Possible bank into the left centre. Cue ball would run around the table for the blue 2. That is an option. Nicely done.
I think the ball's potted underline. Just what's gone on. Just a few too many mistakes by the Kiwis, and you can't afford to make any against these two.
Ist da eine Bande? Oder wieder hier, oder?
Raus, besser, glaube ich.
Yeah, even if Thorsten ends up landing straight on the brown 7 for Josh, that will be fine. This looks alright.
So,
Yeah, that's good enough. I think overall the Germans will be happy with their first round performance. Granted, New Zealand have helped them in a few racks, but overall I think it's been a good performance, Phil.
yep.
I think so, and I think they're gelling really well together. Torsten Homan has won this title in the past. In 2011, he teamed up with the great Raul Suke.
Extension, please.
Joshua Filler, though, is a very different kind of player from Suke. Both terrific partners to have. And fittingly, it is Poole's man of the moment who knocks in the decisive 9-ball. We thought Germany were big favourites. That has been vindicated by the scoreline. In the end, Germany